Hello everyone, welcome to Protect and Persevere. Today I kind of want to look at my night vision setup and just kind of share my thoughts on it, what I have on there, and share my limited knowledge on it. And yeah, maybe it can help some of y'all out. Hope y'all enjoy. Alright, so getting into night vision, the first thing you're obviously going to need is a night vision device. And in this setup I went with a single PVS-14. This one is a Trybe Optics Gen 3 green PVS-14. It's basically a civilian version of the military PVS-14. So it's not, you know, actually military surplus or anything like that, but from what I've read and researched, it is pretty much mil spec in that it meets the exact specifications and the housing looks the exact same. And I actually stumbled upon this exact version from Nut and Fancy's video on that, and I'm gonna go ahead and link that just because he talks about it way better than I ever could and has way better footage of the actual tube itself. And this is pretty much identical to his setup was. So yeah, and getting into night vision, it's already pretty expensive and hard to get into. So what I would suggest doing is getting what I kind of did, just a single PVS-14 green. Try to get Gen 3, and you can get white phosphor if you have a little bit more money, but honestly I was kind of just, I wanted the most decent budget setup, if that's even a thing. But yeah, single PVS-14 is what I would go into if I was just getting into it. Alright, so once you got your night vision device, you could just theoretically just have this and run some paracord or some type of cordage and just have it handheld, and that's actually what I did before I had a helmet. But I do not suggest that. And then they also make things like the Cry nightcap or even the old-fashioned skull crusher. I still don't recommend that. I think if you're going to be doing any type of kind of hardcore usage or running and gunning, get a helmet. It doesn't have to be ballistic. I went with the bump, but yeah, I'd go ahead and get a helmet for it if you can. But before I jump into the helmet, you're going to need some way to mount that. And so I went with a Wilcox Dovetail Mount. Let me go ahead and pop this off. So basically it screws into this little attachment point right here, and then this is your dovetail itself that hooks into the mount. So getting into the mount, I went with a Wilcox, I think it's like a G24 or something like that, and it's a little bit on the higher end, in that, you know, back in the day they ran Rhino mounts and just single J arms. And honestly, if you're on a budget, that's what I would do, just because it's a little bit cheaper and it still works. The main thing with this mount, sorry for the wind guys, is this offers way more adjustment besides just the obvious up and down. You can go that way, you can tilt it, you can raise and lower that, and it has a breakaway feature to where if you were to get caught on something, your thing's gonna break, your mount's gonna break and not your neck. And if you use these little bungee cord things, you can retain that after it breaks off. And that just, let me see if I can pop this off, and that goes into your Wilcox shroud that the helmet comes with. Alright, so once you got your arm and your mount and everything ready to go, let's go ahead and talk about the helmet itself. So I went with a Team Wendy bump helmet. I believe this is called their Exfil series. The reason I went with the Team Wendy bump is because it's cheaper than all the ballistic helmets. It's one of the best bumps on the market, and bump and ballistic just means this offers no ballistic defense. Like, it's not going to stop anything, but it's light. It's one of the lightest helmets on the market. It's very breathable, it's very comfortable, and yeah, just a lot of people have good things to say about this, including me, and I really like this helmet. When one of the specific things I like, besides it just being lightweight, breathable, and reputable, is the system it uses. And it uses a BOA cam system for retention. So basically, you click it in and you tighten it, and then when you're ready to take it off, it just pops off. Very comfortable. You got all this padding in here, and you can change whatever you want. But yeah, very comfortable, very lightweight, and yeah, nothing bad to say about this helmet. I added some IR patches just because A, they look cool, and B, under IR if I'm running around with some buddies to help distinguish me a little bit. One thing to note is they offer different rail models. This is the 2.0. I kind of wish I would have gotten the 3.0 just because it would have kind of a pick section so I could have better lights and stuff. But it's no big deal. Then I went ahead and I added this Princeton little admin light. It offers a red and a little white. It's not much, but main thing is like if you're running under night vision and you're trying to clear malfunction, trying to look at your hands or something like that, it'll give you, you know, a little bit of light. Sorry about that wind, guys. Next thing I wanted some type of ear approach where no matter what, when I have this helmet on, I have hearing protection. And so I went with the Peltor. I think these are 300s or 500s. It's one of the cheaper Peltor models, so but it doesn't offer any like hookups to like Swordens or whatever. It's basically just hearing protection. I have the Peltors hooked up to the Team Wendy quick detach or whatever mounts. It's one thing I didn't like is that they have their own proprietary system, so you have to specifically find this mount. 'Cause I even had a buddy who handed me his set, but they were for ops core or whatever, so it's kind of a pain. And one thing when you get into kind of night vision niche stuff is that a lot of the individual parts cost a ton of money for what they are. Not necessarily, I'm not complaining about the night vision costing what it costs or the helmet, but just like little things like the adapters and the mount itself. It's like they're so very specific and not many people make them, so it's gonna be very like expensive for what I think it's worth. But that's logistics. So yeah, I got my hearing protection, got this little light, and then I added this counterweight that Team Wendy offers, and it basically just helps balance out the weight so it's not, you know, all the way forward. It kind of balances it out. Hope y'all liked this video. I hope y'all found it informative and you enjoyed it. Sorry about the wind, guys. I swear it's always freaking windy here. Kind of some key takeaways: buy from reputable companies. Don't buy airsoft crap unless you're specifically doing airsoft and you don't care about any actual real world stuff. Buy from real, you know, reputable companies. I've made that mistake before. Don't do it. Buy stuff that's gonna last you a long time. And yeah, I'm gonna continue using this and having fun with it and running and gunning at night with it. Hopefully one day maybe I get some footage of it. But for now, this trashy review is gonna have to do. So yeah, I hope y'all like this. Stay safe, everyone, and God bless.